This is for the porch. And theoretically, I don't need a blade to open it, but apparently that theory doesn't hold up. Hello, everybody! And welcome to the diaries. Well, my trip was good. I got some rest and some recreation, and I got rained on quite a bit. But that is neither here nor there. We are now back at Darkslade Manor. They have finally finished painting this place. So I could put my front porch back together, which is nothing spectacular. You've seen it. It's Maximilian the Dragon on one side. My plaque, of course, on the front door. I don't know if I want to put Boris back up, the gargoyle. Aside from the fact he keeps falling down, he's also looking a little bit on the beat up side. So, I don't know. I might put him back. I'll have to do some work on him before I decide to do that, but we'll see what happens. But the fun news is time to get back to the Adventureland Porch, which I may have told you in the last episode. I'm not sure, but I'm going to modify it a little bit. Still going to be Adventureland, but I'm going to give it a pirate theme. So it'll be a little bit more yo-hush than it was before. And we're going to start doing that, and that's going to go on for a couple of episodes. Matter of fact, I just ordered some stuff that I need to do this from Amazon, because they still have, that gift card that I got, and there's still a little bit of a lot left on it, so I'm going to use it and get a few things that I need for the Adventureland Porch. It'll still be called the Adventureland Porch, but it's going to be a little bit different. So that's some stuff coming up. Not really much more to go over. No, I need to, now that I think of it. Let's get this episode right off the ground, which is going to be very difficult because I'm not strong enough to pick it up. But we will get it started right about now, I think. So without any further ado, let's get going. Alright, one thing you can see here as we get started on this project, the top of this cabinet is a little bit worn, one might say. Actually destroyed, one might say. So, take this off. And I have a couple of planks to put here, and hopefully these are going to be the right size. I have several of these. You've seen them before. I'm going to sacrifice one for the cause. That should be about all I need. I think that has more of the look I'm going for. Certainly looks better than that. You might also notice it's facing the other way. It used to be against the fence, now it's against the window. And I'm going to put some of the reading up against the back of this so it'll block off this part of the window too. Yep, that's what I'm going to do already. So how about now, I'm going to open the cabinet, the storage unit, and take out the plants. They may not be going where they're going to wind up, but at least they'll be out here. And all the reed. put the reed right here for the time being, where it can fall on the camera. That's a good plan. Okay, Dapple, I gotta go down to that place that I'm gonna go down to. Hobby Lobby. Did you see that? You actually saw my brain fart there. Anyway, I'm gonna go down to Hobby Lobby and take a look, and Michael's also, and take a look at some tchotchkes to see what I can use for the new porch. So I'm gonna go out there and do that now. I'll be right back. Well, I went to Hobby Lobby to see what I could find that would work for the new porch, Adventureland Porch, Pirates Adventureland Porch, and I got, you ready? A stick. Yep, this is it. This is to put those two planks together to put on top of that counter, which is going to represent the below decks, going to below decks on ship, if there was a shipwreck out there, which is what I'm working on. Now, there were two things that I had in my hand. One was an old plank, said captain's quarters, and the other was an anchor. It was wood, and it looked really good. It was about that big. And I got it off the counter, off the shelf that has the, the home decorations. Oh, that's where I should go next. Anyway, that has the home accents. And they were all 50% off. Oh, cool. Well, it's $30, so it'll be 15. Well, apparently everything on that shelf except the two items I picked up are 50% off. So that kind of ticked me off. So I left with my stick. 85 cents. Got my stick. So I think I'm going to go to, because I just said home accents, I think I'm going to go to At Home and see what they have. I'd go to Michael's, but Michael's doesn't really have much. They're more, just all the way down to crafting only. And whereas there is a lot of crafting involved, it's not the whole shebang. I need some specific, or I don't need, I guess. I want some specific items that will look right, that will place out there. So that's going to be my next move. So I'm going to go At Home. I'm going to go to At Home, and I'll be right back. Well, I can see where I'm going to be making most of my own props for the Adventureland / Pirates Porch. I'm going to come up with a new name too. Maybe I'll just call it the Pirates Porch, or I'll just call it the Adventureland Porch. I'll call it something like that. Anyway, I did find, my stick fell down, right? I did find Spanish moss, which is for the taller trees, or the taller trees that are taller on the porch, and for along the side where the fence is. I don't know how much of the reed I'm going to use. I'm going to use the reed. Well, I've used some of the reed behind the. I gotta figure out what that would be called. I guess it'd be the cabin, the lower cabin. So I got some reed up back there, and I might put it up towards the door. But things are going to get changed around, and I'm probably going to change my mind 30 or 40 times while I do it. So we'll just play it by ear, I suppose. Okay, so first things first, I got to cut a couple of short pieces off this dowling. Two pieces about the same length. Okay, so I have my two short dowlings here, and I'm going to put them someplace where they'll get lost. I'll put them in my pocket. Okay, so what I'm going to do, see. Huzzah. I'm sorry, I can't believe I said that, but okay, so I got several steps I have to go through here for today. Let's see how far I can get. One is over here, you need to hang up the map. Second one is the post that used to be, I have the speaker on it. I need to move over here and put the cross piece on it. Where did I put that? Oh, it's behind it. To make the mast and the foremast. So that, the map. Oh, I got to trim out the railings so I can put these on. I got to bring out the power, and I think I'm going to put the power strip in the cabinet, because the cabinet, the back end is open, so I can run the cable out of it. That'll make it easier. And then put out the light, and then just start seaming out a little bit more. So let's get to it. There we go. Alright, now I gotta get some slightly narrower rope for the mast. The rope I have right now is kind of out of scale. So I'm gonna run over to the expensive place, Ace, and get that. And I can start moving the stuff around. Whoa! Apparently I didn't have it open all the way. First glue under the table. Trying not to spill and drips too much. Guess I should get my brush, which is right here. Okay, so I went to Ace because I wanted to spend more than I needed to, or something like that. And I didn't even know Gorilla Glue made glue sticks, but I want to use those for some of what I'm working on, because Gorilla Glue is pretty good stuff, you know. It's not exactly E6000, but I'm working with really porous stuff. Then it came to finding the rope. Now I found plenty of you know, the nylon stuff that's bright and shiny and perfectly white, or the stuff that's like green and yellow and blue and pink and everything else. But I couldn't find a rope in the right scale that I wanted to use that just looked like rope. Alright? Plain old cotton rope. So, while I was looking through the different ropes, I had a thought. Maybe I should use a clothesline. Now, I don't have a clothesline, but I know that clotheslines are usually just cotton rope. So I went and I looked for clothesline, and I found clothesline. Now, the cool thing is, they had clothesline in, different colors, and I just wanted one that was like a white or an off-white. And they had this, which is actually, you really can't tell on the camera, but it's kind of a tan color. So it doesn't look like a clothesline. It also doesn't look like a modern rope. It looks like it's been around for a while. So this should be perfect. There's 50 feet of this. I don't need 50 feet of rope, but I know how I can use some more of it. So what I need to do at this point is, while I have the workbench out, I'm going to try and finish up that railing. Finish up, quote, start it and finish it. And then that'll be ready to stain. And then after that, I'm going to move the box that's got all the plant parts and everything to the other side of the porch, and I'm going to move the pole to this side so I can make the yard arm. Yard arm, me bucko! Yo ho ho! And a bottle of Dad's cream soda. Then, if I have the time, and I should, I'm going to put the power adapter out there, and but shoot, when I was out, I wanted to get a single flat extension cord that I can run through the door, so I can hook up the power box. The power box is actually, the cord on that's only 6 feet long, and I needed longer, and I didn't know it at the time because I wasn't really clear on exactly what I was doing. So that might be a little bit more dicey, but I'm going to take care of this other stuff first. Okay, as I have bright light behind me and I'm kind of in the shadow, I got up boxes and the peppermint patty, and this box is some of the stuff for the new Adventureland Porch setup. And this is mostly for effects, because I'm going to put an effect out there. That's why I need the effect stuff. How is this box sealed? Right here. Right here. There we go. Right here. And right here. Every once in a while, you just want a big old chocolate mint. And that's the case here. Oh, the peppermint patty of happiness. And I've had it in the refrigerator, so it's nice and cold. All right, here we go. There's always one that's blown up, man. I don't get it. Every time I get done with one of these things, there's one that's blown up. Alright, anyway. First off, this should be, it's awfully small. No. These are 6-hour candles. They stay on for 6 hours. And then off for the rest of the day. Are they 6 or 8? I think they're 6. So, whee! They kind of flicker. They're supposed to flicker. Flicker, you crazy light. Alright. Let's see what it says here. It says, you cannot possibly read this without your glasses. Alright. I'll get to that. This other, this is for the lanterns and things I'm going to do out there, but this other, this is the effect. This is, what do they call it? Let's see. They call it remote control ocean waves. And it's a light that projects, you know, that rippling water effect. Now, I had a little bit of a rippling water effect in the old Adventureland Porch because I had a little bit of rippling water. But it wasn't much. And you can only see it from a certain angle. So I thought it'd be cool to get this little flat box. What is this? Oh, remote control. USB connection. Gets us to charge it. And a phone jack. I know what that's for. And I know how to use that. And then this instruction book, which says words I do not understand. Oh. It's on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to have this projected up on one of the walls over here, but I'm going to have it hidden down, so it's not going to be a full, you know, projection. It's going to be just in an area. This is a pretty simplistic one too. Now you see what we have here is the main lens, which has got all these indentations on it. It's you know, let me get closer. Now you can see. So it's kind of frosted. And then the light is in here, and then there's another frosted lens right here. This lens rotates, and the light projects across the frosting on here and the frosting on here. And a lot of frosting involved. Sure I didn't buy a cake. Yeah, it was dumb. So what I think I'll do, oh my gosh, it's just all kinds of controls. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the book that I cannot read because it's in another language, and a piece of my chocolate, and I'm going to see how this thing works, and then we'll take a look at the results. Or we'll take a look at how it works. You won't see the results for a while because I got a lot to do out there. Well, it works. Two downsides. One, the soundtrack on this thing is pretty awful. It ranges from just like a bayou sound, which is what I want, but the sound keeps dropping out. It's like they faded it in and they forgot that it's going to be on a loop. And then the others are like an ocean, which I don't want, or a volcano under the ocean, which I don't want. Just, I'm coming up with my own sound for it, so that's one downside. The other is it has to be plugged in. I thought it had an internal battery that had to be recharged, but no, it actually has to be plugged in. So that's kind of a downer. That's not exactly what I was hoping for. That notwithstanding, it does exactly what I want it to do, so I will find a way to just make do with a couple of things that I didn't think I'd have to do to make it do what I did with when I do what I do. Yeah. So the Adventureland Porch is retired, and it's going to have a new name. It's going to be Pirates Porch. You have Pirates Cove, you have Pirates Landing, you got Pirates Grotto, now we got Pirates Porch. And yeah, I'm just going to go all out on that. I mean, the Adventureland Porch lasted a long time, and there's nothing wrong with the little change. It'll still have that feel, but it's not going to have the awning. It's going to have, you know, it's going to look piratey. And it will have a place for sitting and relaxing and all that kind of thing. But I think I'm going to have the sitting area on the opposite side this time, near the storage room. So just get a different view. It would be nice, you know. Anyway, that's what's going on with the porch now. Alright, so as you can see, it's coming along. Now this is, I'm going to split this into two parts. This is the reef area right here. And then this way is going to be the quarters. So this is going to be where I'm going to put my chair and stuff. Yes, it is in front of the door. I plan only to use the door when I have to. That's a storage unit. Here's the part of the lower cabin. You see the railing is up there. That looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, in this box, there's a blue tarp for some reason, and there's all the greenery that used to be all around the outside here. So I'm going to use some of that here, along with the reed across the back, and kind of clean this up. I think I have video. I'm pretty sure I shot the video with the custom light, and I need another one to kind of illuminate the area a little better. And then when I'm done with everything, I can put this in storage. Now, I'm not going to put the awning up here. I think I said I'm not going to use the awning this time. But I'm going to kind of make a little pocket right there for sitting and viewing and enjoying the evening. And I have a few things I need to put out here still. So, I guess I'll move along with that part. Okay, this is the weirdest camera angle I've used in a long time. Anyway, we're getting to the end of this here video, the very end. It's almost over. It's very close to over, and I have something to tell you. A very unusual thing happened this last week. I was listening to the radio, and very rarely do I find interest in, you know, different contests they have. You can win the cheese, or you can win a hair tie, or something like that. But this one contest, it was for, this is a fact, it was for a Disneyland ticket. Now, listen carefully to what it was. It was 1 day, 1 person, 1 park. And their whole thing behind it was, if you give somebody something, they'll want something more out of it. Or that if a person were to win something just for themselves, a trip, even something as small as a single day at one park, that they probably would just, oh, thanks, but no thanks. Well, this was 1 day, 1 park, like I said, 1 person to Disneyland. So it was text Mickey to the number. So I did. I was sitting in my car. I was coming home from work. I was at a stoplight. I said, I'm going to real quick take a sip. And yeah, I won the stupid thing. Yeah, I won it. I won a contest. First contest like that I've ever won in my life. I've entered plenty. I've won 1, and this was it. Actually, that's not true. I won 2. I won tickets to a Giants game back in the 80s, I think it was. And it was because I was able to guess how many home runs, what's his name? Yeah, Willie Mays had hit. And, you know, I still don't know what the number was. I just made a number up, and it happened to be correct. So this one, I just did the thing, and I won. So on the 17th, which for you may have already happened, but for me, it's next Saturday. No, next Sunday. The 16th, 17th, and 18th. I'm going to Disneyland. Okay? My joke that someone else had made, I thought nobody would take it, I took it. So I'm going to be there Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to be there Sunday and coming back Monday, and I'm going early Saturday, so I have the day to use out there at like downtown Disney and so forth. So since I won this silly thing, I can't believe I did, and realized that I couldn't go because of the price of gas, but the price of gas has come down, and I have some very good friends who said, oh, that is cool that you won that. We'll take care of your gas. I want to drive down there next weekend. And guess what? Yeah, I'm probably going to take you. Now, it may not be as long and elaborate as, you know, a road trip episode usually is, but I'm trying to decide exactly, you know, I want to kind of find a theme to do for this trip. For me, the theme is I get a day at Disneyland, rest and recreation, and yes, go man. But I'm trying to think of what I might do for Darkslade Diaries. And I'm thinking what I might do is I might do something to just focus on some details of the park. Now, a lot of people do things that, well, this happened and blah, 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 and that happened and blah, blah, blah. And they make, an entire episode of how this is perfect and how, this, but I'm blathering. The point is, I've been to the park. I started going to that park in the 60s, late 60s, when I was just children. Or the mid to late 60s. And in any case, there's a lot of things I've seen at that park that everybody who makes other videos about Disneyland seem to miss. So I'm going to go out there and I'm thinking maybe I'll do that. But we'll see what happens. Who knows? I may take one picture and say, hey, look, I went, and that's it. Not likely, but it could happen. And the other thing I'm going to do is, if I do film any attractions, if I do, and I usually do, I'm going to try filming them on my phone. Because my phone apparently does low light a heck of a lot better than this camera does. Now you're thinking, well, why would you do that? It's a camera. It's designed for that. Well, it's kind of an old camera. Now, this is one that I replaced, a camera with, but it's the exact same as the camera I originally had, and that was an old camera. Or it's an old design. It's like it's like 8 or 10-year-old camera. So, yeah. Now, by saying that, I don't mean I got it 8 or 10 years old ago. I mean, it's a camera that is the style. This particular camera came out like 8 or 10 years ago. Camera does a good job, but I'm going to try it with the phone, see what happens. Okay, so I have given you far more information than you need on this, but that's what a little trick is going on. So I think I'll end this episode right now, right here, and on the next episode, it may be that. Odds are it probably will be. So we will see exactly what happens. It ought to be, hopefully, entertaining. Be fun for me. Hopefully I'll come up with some stuff that's entertaining for you. In the meantime, you guys have yourselves a great couple of weeks and end of life.